Most men chase women the wrong way. They think if they call more, text more, show how much they care, and prove they're a good man, she'll appreciate them. But that's not how attraction works. The harder you chase, the faster she runs. Women are wired to desire what feels scarce, what feels like a challenge. A man who is too available, too eager, and too predictable kills the very thing that makes her want him. Ignoring a woman, or at least pulling back, creates mystery, tension, and value. It forces her to start thinking about you, wondering why you're not chasing, and questioning if she might lose you. Most men can't handle this. They get impatient. They want a quick reaction from her, so they break down and start reaching out again. And that's exactly when she loses interest. Women don't fall for men who beg for their attention. They chase the ones who make them feel they could slip away. Ignoring a woman doesn't mean being rude. It means stepping back and focusing on your own life instead of centering everything around her. It means creating space where she has to work for your attention. And when a woman starts working for a man's attention, she values it more. The modern dating world is ruthless. Women have more options than ever, but they still crave the thrill of winning a high-value man's attention. If you want to be that man, you have to learn how to pull back. Before we start the video, I want to remind you that my exclusive online course on mastering the dating game is available now. If you've been learning from my YouTube videos, you're only scratching the surface. This course goes deeper, teaching you everything you need to know about the dating game, from approaching a woman to building real attraction. We just completed section 4 in the course, and these insights aren't shared anywhere else. It's easy to access with multiple secure payment options. There are only 5 discounted slots remaining using the promo code. Visit stoicapproachtolife.podia.com or check the link in the description to enroll now before the offer is gone. 1. She starts craving your attention. The moment you stop chasing a woman, she starts feeling the absence of your attention. Women are used to men constantly trying to impress them, flooding their phones with texts, and bending over backward just to get a little bit of their time. When you remove yourself from that category, you instantly stand out. You become different. And women notice men who are different. At first, she might not react. She might even seem relieved that you're not chasing. But over time, something shifts. She starts wondering why you're not reaching out. She scrolls through her phone, expecting a message from you. And when she doesn't see it, a strange feeling creeps in. She misses the attention she didn't appreciate before. That's the moment when her interest starts to grow. Women don't value what comes too easy. If she knows you're always available, she takes your presence for granted. But when she feels your absence, she starts craving what she once overlooked. It's human nature. We desire what feels uncertain, what we might lose, and what we don't fully understand. Most men fail at this because they give in too soon. They ignore for a day or two, then panic and send a "hey, just checking in" text. That ruins everything. The power is in consistency. You don't just ignore for a reaction, you ignore because you have a life that doesn't revolve around her. When a woman sees that, it drives her crazy. She starts thinking about you when she wakes up, when she's out with her friends, and especially when she's alone. The way attraction works is simple. When a woman feels like she has your full attention anytime she wants, she doesn't appreciate it. But the moment she senses you slipping away, she starts craving you. It's not a choice, it's a psychological response. When something is available all the time, people assume it's not valuable. That's why free things are never as appreciated as something you have to earn. Now think about a woman you've been chasing before. Maybe you texted her first every time. Maybe you tried to prove yourself to her, hoping she'd see your worth. And where did that get you? Probably ignored, pushed to the side, or labeled as just a friend. That's because you didn't give her space to crave you. She always knew you were there, so there was no reason to chase you. Women love the feeling of winning a man's attention. If they don't feel like they've earned it, they don't value it. When you pull back, she starts feeling something she didn't feel before. Doubt. She starts asking herself questions. Why isn't he texting me? Did I do something wrong? Is he talking to someone else? Those thoughts make her emotions spike, and emotions create attachment. By ignoring her, you force her to experience the one thing that builds attraction faster than anything else: uncertainty. 2. She starts chasing you. When you stop chasing a woman, she starts chasing you. At first, it doesn't seem like it. She might act like she doesn't care, but inside, something shifts. Women are used to men who chase them endlessly, so when a man pulls away, it triggers a reaction she doesn't expect. She starts wondering why. She asks herself questions. Did he lose interest? Is he talking to someone else? Was I not good enough? These thoughts create uncertainty, and uncertainty is the fuel of attraction. Women don't want a man they're completely sure about. They want a man who keeps them on edge, a man they have to work for. When she realizes you're not chasing, she feels the need to do something about it. At first, it might be subtle. She might start liking your posts on social media, replying to your stories, or sending a casual message just to see if you'll respond. If you stay disciplined and don't immediately react, she will increase her effort. She'll start testing to see if she can pull you back into chasing mode. She might flirt, drop hints, or try to make you jealous. This is where most men fail. They get excited and start chasing again, thinking they've won, but the moment you go back to chasing, she stops. She got what she wanted, your attention, and now she has no reason to chase anymore. This is why ignoring a woman works so well. It flips the dynamic. Instead of you trying to win her over, she starts feeling like she's the one who has to prove something. She might reach out more often, try to make plans, or bring up things that remind her of you. The effort you were giving before, she starts giving it back. The key is patience. Women don't chase instantly. Some will take days, others will take weeks. But when they feel that loss of attention, when they start to notice that you are perfectly fine without them, it does something to their ego. Women have a deep need to feel desired. They want to know they have an effect on a man. If you show them they don't, they will do whatever it takes to get that feeling back. Think about the times you chased a woman before. How did she react? She probably became distant, gave slow replies, or ignored you completely. But think about the times you stopped caring. Suddenly she noticed you. She started trying to get your attention. That wasn't a coincidence. That was human nature at work. The moment you stop chasing, she starts feeling like she has something to lose. And when a woman feels like she's losing something valuable, she fights to get it back. That's why ignoring her works. It puts her in a position where she has to earn your attention instead of taking it for granted. And once she starts chasing, you've already won. 3. She sees you as high value. A man who is always available, always texting first, and always showing he cares too much is a man a woman sees as ordinary. He blends in with the rest of the guys who are chasing her. There's nothing special about him because he's too easy to get. But when you pull away, when you stop trying so hard, she starts looking at you differently. You go from being just another guy to someone who stands out, someone valuable. Women naturally associate value with scarcity. The things that are hardest to get are the things they respect the most. That's why they're drawn to men who seem busy, focused, and in control. When you're constantly chasing, you're telling her, "You are the most important thing in my life." And the moment she realizes that, she loses all excitement. Why? Because a man who has true value doesn't revolve his world around one woman. The guy who ignores her, he must have options. He must have things going on. His attention must be rare, and that makes it valuable. She starts thinking, why isn't he chasing me like the others? What does he have that makes him so confident? This is how attraction works. Women don't want a man who begs for their time. They want a man whose time is a privilege to have. But here's where most men fail. They ignore a woman for a little while, and when she starts showing interest again, they get excited and go right back to chasing. That's a mistake. The moment you start proving yourself again, she stops seeing you as high value. You just confirm to her that you were playing a game, and that, deep down, you're just like every other guy. That's why you must truly believe you are the prize. A high-value man doesn't pretend to be busy. He actually is busy. He has goals, hobbies, and a lifestyle that doesn't stop for one woman. When she texts, he doesn't rush to reply. When she calls, he doesn't drop everything to answer. Not because he's trying to play a game, but because he genuinely has things going on, and that makes her respect him. Women respect what they have to work for. If she knows she can get your attention at any time, it loses its power. But when she's unsure, when she has to earn it, she values it more. That's why ignoring her works. It shifts the power. It forces her to see you differently, not as a guy trying to win her over, but as a man who already has worth. This is what separates attractive men from the rest. They don't chase, they attract. They let women come to them because they understand that value is built by what you withhold, not what you freely give away. And once a woman sees you as high value, she won't just want you, she'll do whatever it takes to keep you. 4. She becomes emotionally invested. Women don't fall for men because of logic. They fall because of emotion. If a woman feels nothing when she thinks about you, she won't chase you, she won't miss you, and she won't see you as valuable. But if you can trigger her emotions, if you can make her feel something deep inside, she won't be able to ignore you. And the fastest way to make a woman emotionally invested is by creating uncertainty. When a man constantly texts, calls, and showers a woman with attention, he removes all uncertainty. She knows he likes her, she knows he's always there, and she knows she doesn't have to put in any effort to keep him. There's no excitement, no suspense, no challenge. And that kills attraction. But when you ignore a woman, when you pull back and stop giving her your attention, you force her to experience doubt. She starts questioning things. Why isn't he texting? Did I do something wrong? Is he losing interest? These questions trigger an emotional response. She might feel confused, frustrated, or even a little insecure. But that's exactly what makes her start caring. Most men make the mistake of thinking women only want men who are nice and available. That's not true. Women are drawn to men who make them feel something powerful, excitement, uncertainty, passion. When you stop giving her attention, you create a gap that she needs to fill. She becomes emotionally invested because she wants closure. She wants to understand why she's thinking about you so much. This is why ignoring a woman works better than words. You don't need to convince her of your value. You don't need to tell her how great you are. You simply let her feel your absence. That absence creates emotion, and emotion is what builds attraction. Think about this. Why do people become obsessed with unanswered questions? Why do cliffhangers in movies keep us hooked? It's because our brains crave closure. Women are no different. When you pull away, she starts thinking about you even more because she doesn't have all the answers. She doesn't know where you stand, and that mystery keeps her hooked. But here's the key. You must stay consistent. If you ignore a woman for a little while and then suddenly come back acting needy, you ruin everything. She'll see it as a manipulation tactic, and her emotional investment will disappear. The power is in remaining unpredictable. Some days you reply quickly, other days you take your time. Some days you're engaging, other days you're distant. This keeps her guessing, and when she's guessing, she's invested. A woman's strongest emotions come from the unknown. If she's completely sure she has you, she won't feel anything. But if she's unsure, if she's questioning where she stands with you, if she's feeling the weight of your absence, she won't be able to stop thinking about you. And once she's emotionally invested, you are in control. 5. She sees you as a challenge. Women don't chase things that are easy to get. They chase what feels like a challenge. The moment a man gives his attention too freely, she assumes he has nothing better going on. But the man who ignores her, the man who doesn't make himself so available, he becomes the challenge she wants to win. This is one of the biggest reasons why ignoring a woman works. It flips the script. Instead of you proving yourself to her, she starts proving herself to you. She starts wondering what makes you different. She starts thinking about why you aren't behaving like all the other guys who try too hard. And that curiosity turns into obsession. When a woman meets a guy who ignores her, she questions his value. Why isn't he chasing me? Is he out of my league? Does he have better options? These thoughts force her to see you as higher status. Women naturally assume that the men who don't chase have something special about them. They must be confident, they must have choices, and they must be worth fighting for. This is why celebrities and high-status men never struggle with attraction. It's not because they're better looking than the average guy. It's because they give off the energy of, I don't need you. That's power. That's what makes a woman want to prove herself. The mistake most men make is they try too hard to be nice. They think being overly sweet, available, and accommodating will make a woman appreciate them. But what does it actually do? It makes them predictable. It makes them boring. And boredom is the death of attraction. Now here's where men get confused. Ignoring a woman doesn't mean treating her badly. It doesn't mean being rude or disrespectful. It simply means removing yourself as an option she takes for granted. You don't always reply right away. You don't always say yes to her plans. You don't always validate her for free. Instead, you let her wonder. You let her put in effort. You make her feel like she has to earn your attention. And this is the secret most men never understand. Women fall in love through effort. The more she works for you, the more she values you. If you give her everything up front, she doesn't appreciate it. But if she has to struggle a little, if she has to figure out how to win you over, she becomes invested in you. Think about it. Why do people value expensive things more than cheap things? Because they had to work for them. Because they weren't easy to get. Women are the same way. The moment she feels like she can't fully have you, she wants you even more. That's why ignoring her works. It creates a challenge. And a woman will always chase a man who feels just out of reach. 6. She becomes addicted to your attention. Attention is a woman's drug. The moment she gets used to your validation, your compliments, and your constant presence, she stops valuing it. It becomes expected. But when you pull away, when you ignore her and stop feeding her that attention, she starts craving it. She becomes addicted to the idea of getting your focus back. This is how the human mind works. When we're given something all the time, we take it for granted. But when it's suddenly taken away, we want it back more than ever. Women are no different. The moment you stop texting first, stop always being available, and stop giving her constant reassurance, she begins to feel your absence. That absence creates a void, one that she feels the need to fill. At first, she might act like she doesn't care. She might even try to make you think she's perfectly fine without you. But deep down, she starts wondering, why isn't he giving me attention anymore? Did I lose him? Did I do something wrong? These thoughts trigger an emotional response. And that's exactly what keeps her hooked. Now, here's where most men fail. The moment a woman starts showing signs of missing them, they rush back in, giving her all the attention again. This ruins everything. She realizes you were only ignoring her to make her chase, and the spell is broken. She no longer feels that deep desire to regain your attention because she got it too easily. The key is consistency. If you want her to become truly addicted to your attention, you have to make it feel like a privilege, not a guarantee. Some days you engage with her, making her feel special. Other days you completely pull back, making her question where she stands with you. This cycle of giving and withdrawing is what creates obsession. Think about social media. Why do people get addicted to checking their phones? Because they never know when they're going to get a notification. That uncertainty keeps them hooked. If they got the same number of likes and messages every single day, they wouldn't care. But because it's unpredictable, their brains crave the reward. Women's emotions work the same way. If a man gives her attention in a predictable, repetitive way, she loses interest. But if his attention is random, inconsistent, and unpredictable, she becomes obsessed with figuring him out. She needs to know when she'll get that next hit of validation. This is why ignoring a woman works better than words. Instead of telling her you're valuable, you make her feel it by making your attention rare. She starts thinking about you more, checking her phone more, replaying old conversations in her mind, because she misses the feeling of having your attention. And once she's addicted, once she's chasing, once she's the one putting in effort, you control the dynamic. 7. She sees you as a high-value man. A woman's attraction to a man isn't just about looks, money, or status. It's about perception. If she sees you as a man who has options, who values himself, and who doesn't need her to feel important, she will naturally respect and desire you more. Ignoring her is one of the strongest ways to send this message without saying a word. Most men give a woman too much attention because they fear losing her. They think if they don't check in, if they don't compliment her, if they don't constantly prove their interest, she will forget about them. But this is backward thinking. The more you chase, the lower your value appears in her eyes. The more you ignore, the higher your value becomes. Why? Because high-value men don't need to prove themselves. They don't beg for attention. They are focused on their purpose, their goals, and their own lives. When you ignore a woman, you send a powerful message: I am not desperate for you. This challenges her perception of you. Suddenly, you're not just another guy trying to win her over. You're a man she has to work for. And this is where women get hooked. The moment they feel like they have to earn a man's attention, they see him as a rare and valuable opportunity. This is why women are drawn to men who are busy, who have ambition, and who don't make them the center of their world. Those men automatically stand out because they don't need validation from a woman to feel complete. This is why celebrities, athletes, and powerful men never struggle with attraction. Their time is limited. Their focus is on bigger things. And women fight for their attention because they know it's not easily given. When you adopt this mindset, when you show that you are not always available, that you have your own mission, women will naturally respect and desire you more. Now, here's where most men fail. They fake it. They pretend to be busy. They ignore a woman for a few days, then break down and start chasing her again. This doesn't work. Women can sense when a man is playing a game. The key is to genuinely become the man who has more important things to do than chase a woman. When you start ignoring her because you are truly focused on yourself, something powerful happens. She realizes you are different. You are not like the other guys who fall all over her. And this makes her wonder, what makes him so confident? Why doesn't he need me like everyone else? And that question alone is enough to pull her in. Because at the end of the day, women don't just want a man, they want a man of value, a man who knows his worth, who doesn't waste his time, and who makes her feel like winning his attention is an achievement. And the best way to create that effect? Ignore her. Let her feel the absence. Make her come to you. Ignoring a woman isn't about playing games. It's about showing her that your time, attention, and energy are valuable. The moment you stop chasing, you force her to see your worth. She starts thinking about you, craving your attention, and working to get back into your life. Women don't respect men who are too available. They desire men who make them earn it. When you pull away, you give her space to feel your absence. And that's when she realizes she wants you. So stop overgiving, stop proving yourself, and let her chase you for once. That's real attraction. If you're serious about mastering the dating game, don't miss out on my exclusive online course. We go beyond what's covered in these videos, giving you powerful insights from the first approach to lasting attraction. Only 5 discounted slots remain, and it's easy to enroll with secure payment options. Visit stoicapproachtolife.podia.com or simply click the link in the description to secure your spot. Don't wait until it's too late. Take action now and start transforming your dating life today.